He didn't also tell us his name here. And we told us last week that Al-Imam al-Sahabi Abu Sa'id al-Khudri is min al-mashhurin bil-kunyah, from those who are popularly known with their kunas, their kunyas. So he's called Abu Sa'id. But his name is what? Sa'ad ibn Malik ibn Sinan. So Malik ibn Sinan, his father, is also a companion. So Abu Sa'id is a companion. Sa'ad ibn Malik. Sa'ad ibn Malik is companion. Malik ibn Sinan is also a companion. So we say, radiyallahu anhuma. He says, قال سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم يقول, I heard the Prophet Muhammad صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم saying, من رأى منكم منكرا فليغيره بيده فإن لم يستطع فبقلبه فبلسانه فإن لم يستطع فبقلبه وذلك أضعف الإيمان. رواه مسلم. He said, alayhi salatu wassalam, Man ra'a minkum munkaran falyughayyirhu biyadihi fa in lam yastati' fa bilisanihi fa in lam yastati' fa biqalbihi wa dhalika adhafu al-iman. This hadith is reported by Imam Muslim alayhi rahmatullah. It's a well-known hadith. He said, Man ra'a minkum munkaran. Anyone who sees from amongst you any munkar. Munkar kullu ma naha Allahu wa rasuluhu anhu min al-aqwal wal af'al. Munkar is whatever Allah prohibits, and the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam also prohibits, min al-aqwal, whether they are of statements, wal af'al, or actions. Allah prohibits something, that thing is munkar. The Prophet ﷺ prohibits something, that thing is munkar. Whether that thing is a statement or it's an action that they have prohibited, that thing is from what? Munkarat. So when they prohibit it, it is from munkar. So he says ﷺ, Man ra'a minkum munkaron. Anyone who sees anything that Allah and His Prophet ﷺ prohibited, he says, فَلْيُغَيِّرْهُ. Before that, he says, munkar. This munkar, ulama say 3 things must happen before you make taghyir. Imma bil yad, or bil lisan, or bil qalb. Especially bil yad, wal lisan. 3 things must happen. The first thing that must happen is that we must be sure that that thing is actually prohibited. For example, someone eating in the afternoon of Ramadan. We are sure that a Muslim adult basically should not eat in the afternoon of Ramadan. So you see a man eating in the afternoon of Ramadan, just one of the 3 things is established. One is established out of 3. So don't quickly say, oh, you still hold on. Look at the other 2 first before you start talking about taghyir. The second one is that, did he really eat? Is he really eating? Or you thought that he's eating? Or it appears as if he's eating? Because the woman may be tasting a soup and not actually licking the soup. There is a difference between the 2. So is she actually eating? Is she actually tasting the food or something? Or if it is water, you saw somebody making wudu. Or perhaps it's at a time that it's not the time for salah. Maybe he's just making wudu. So he saw him putting water in his mouth. So he has broken his fast. So how did you know? He say, I saw him drinking some water. He's not drinking the water. He's just making mud with the water for wudu. So in that case, munkar is still not established until you are sure that the person drank the water. There's a third thing. The third thing is that, is he from those who can eat and drink in the afternoon of Ramadan? Is he a musafir? Because he said, subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَمَنْ كَانَ مِنْكُمْ مَرِيضًا أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ فَعِدَّةٌ مِنْ أَيَّامٍ أُخَرٍ. So those who are ill, is the person ill? Is the person a traveler? Because the Prophet don't say, but the traveler should eat silently, hiding. There is no evidence for that. Al-Imam Ash Shaykh alayhi rahmatullah, because the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam was moving from Mecca to Medina, people in the month of Ramadan, he was drinking his milk in the Ramadan publicly like this, to the sight of the people. The hadith is in Bukhari or Muslim. And Imam Shawkani alayhi rahmatullah said, this is evidence that a leader or a scholar should do that. So that people will know that it is from our religion. That our religion also accommodates in some situations that people should do like this. And that's why in that hadith, because in that case, some of the people were falling down out of weakness. They could not continue the journey. And they were asking them what happened. They say, it's fasting. It's fasting. So the Prophet said, give me milk. They gave him milk. He drank it publicly. And when those people who were falling down refused, he says, Ula'ika usat. Those are disobedient people. Yuridullahu bikumul yusra wa la yuridu bikumul usra. Allah wants ease for you, not difficulty. So a man is so much in a situation of hunger. He has opportunity to break the fast in Ramadan. So that he's breaking down. He's asking, Mala, what's up? Say, one ask me, yeah. He's asking this one, say, Ustaz, please try and stand up. He say, no, ask me. Don't let it be like that because you are traveling. Yuridullahu bikumul yusra wala yuridu bikumul usra. Allah wants ease for you. He does not want difficulty for you. He says again, alayhi salatu salam, ad-deenu yusr. This deen is easy. Wala yashaddu ahadun ad-deena illa ghalabahu. No one makes the deen difficult except it overpowers him. He will not be able to continue. He will be overpowered. So, be sure that it is munkar, that this man is not a traveler, and is not sick, and is not an old man. He's not an old man, because the old people are also permitted not to fast. They make fidya in Ramadan. So you see an old person eating in Ramadan. You say, a Muslim should not eat in Ramadan. You go and carry the food and say, the one you have eaten, vomit it. He could also forget. So munkar is still not established until you are sure of all these. A man ate in the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He came to have eaten, say, Allah fed you. Say, I forgot. He says, it's Allah that fed you. They say, yes, Allah feed you in the month of Ramadan. So no munkar is established. So you saw a man going into ostrich in the afternoon of Ramadan. Perhaps he has a wife at home who is pregnant or who is feeding a child. He wants to buy something. Say, I saw Ustaz so going to ostrich in afternoon of Ramadan. What is he entering ostrich to go and look for in the afternoon? Munkar is still not. So you are waiting for him outside. Fali yugayiruhu biyadi first. So as he comes out with whatever is, but you take it from him. Why you enter ostrich in the afternoon of Ramadan? La. Munkar is not established. There are so many things we have to verify. You see this attitude of not establishing munkar, those people who are so much accused like this of munkarat are people in the position of leadership. You accuse them of so many things not knowing why they did what they did. That were you to be in the same situation, you will do the same thing. So people shouting, we want to change Islamic government. We start abusing them. And they sin them, so and so. Allah cursing. Allah. If you are in the same situation, you do that thing that person is doing. So you have not established munkar. Perhaps he even does not know that what he's doing is wrong. Don't be surprised. Some people don't know that it's wrong. You go to him and let him know this thing is wrong. He say, hey, it's wrong. Thank you. They will even thank you. Some people will say, Ustaz, Jazakallah khairan. Thank you. So then you would have made taghyir. Because the intention is to make change. But some people will do it in such a manner that depends on you are talking, okay, I will not, that is when I will do it more. So why did you say it in the first place? Because you have not made taghyir. You did not make any taghyir. In fact, the taghyir you made is that you made the man become ashad. You made him worse in the evil. So you have done evil, in fact. Many people who say they want Islamic government, Boko is haram, this. So we want to change the government now, kill police. If you do that, they kill all of you. What good have you done? The people even grow worse. Those people you say you want to change, they grow worse. They arm government, arm the soldier more and tell them, any person you see wearing beard, grab him and shave his beard. Have you changed for good, or you have changed from bad to worse? So it's a sin upon you. So this people usually quote it, but without looking at the situation and the circumstance properly. Is there really munkar? Is this person the one that I will say ugayiruhu biyadi, that I will change him with my hand if you are in the place of authority, or I will talk to him? Because that's what is most common, that of the tongue. And that is because one of the things that takes people to the fire easily is the tongue. Yes, easily. It takes people to the fire easily. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, this hadith is in Bukhari and Muslim. A man will say something, he won't care about what he said. It is that thing with which Allah will put him in the fire. He didn't care, he just said, Wala yubali. And it is that statement with which Allah will put him in the fire. So before you start saying, be ready, establish that munkar has been committed. Establish that munkar has been committed. The person may not even now know that it is munkar. So perhaps lisan will be enough for you here. Just telling him will suffice, rather than, if you are in a place of authority, doing something with your hand and all of that. This area is very, very important. So فَلْيُغَيِّرْهُ بِيَدِهِ Man ra'a minkum munkaran falyughayyirhu biyadihi. Let him establish that munkar, this thing is munkar. There are some issues like veiling the face. Some of the scholars believe that it's just mustahab, recommended. And some believe that it is obligatory for a woman to veil the face. This is what I believe. It's obligatory for a woman to veil her face. So if a person says, no, it's not obligatory, it's recommended, is a learned person based on knowledge because of so hadith, and you see his wife is not veiling, don't say, oh, I see you Sheikh so the next tomorrow we are going to drag her niqab to her face. La. I'll be listening. You start telling him, Ustaz, why is it that your wife is not veiling her face? La. Because you have not established munkar. Why? Because he does not believe that it is munkar, because of evidence that he also has. But it is not every masail that is like this. There are some masail that what people will say to say that thing is not obligatory or it's not prohibited is feeble. Like a person says now that salah is not obligatory. You say, why? I say, because rain is falling. So because rain is falling, there is no salah. Say no. He says darura. Like people usually quote this issue of darura. A man is entering a bus from here to Zaria. He sits beside, say, a girl, ABU student or something. He says, why are you sitting here? He says, darura. There is no darura here. You can come down from that bus, join another bus, or wait for another bus. And usually, many people usually have money to pay for more than them, so you can pay for the seat of the next person, so that you have enough space to sit between you and the girl, that you not be touching the girl. People say it's darura. So in cases like this, munkar is established because the situation is not a situation of darura, and the evidence that is put forward as for darura is feeble. So there is no case of darura. This one too, you can't also do it for such people until you have educated them, because many people perhaps don't have the intention to do this evil, even when many others too have bad mind of sitting near a girl and saying, today I sat near one girl. People have that kind of attitude. So, but you must know in what circumstances the person is doing that. So sometimes people give evidences that are feeble, but there are some of them that the evidences are very strong and weighty. In that circumstance, you don't say the person has done a munkar. Like it's in the case of the face veil, for example. Those who say it's not obligatory, they have some strong evidence, but those who say it's obligatory have stronger evidences, inshallah. So, but you don't say the one who say, why you not say evidence? To him, it's not clear. To you, it may be clear. So you don't establish and say, that person is a fasik. So I'll have to talk to him, or I change it with my hand, or I hate him, or I hate what he does. No. Until the munkar is established. So these are ways to establish munkarat. There are many examples of things like this, that people don't take the patience to establish that there is a munkar before they want to change. You want to change something that you have not established that thing is there. I don't know whether doctors do a surgery. They say they want to do a surgery that a kidney is bad. Do you just go on doing the surgery until you have verified that the kidney is bad? You have to be sure that the kidney is bad before you try to remove the kidney. So we have to be sure that there's a munkar before we attempt taghyir. So he says, فَلْيُغَيِّرْهُ بِيَدِهِ. He should change it with his hands. فَإِنْ لَمْ يَسْتَطِعْ. If he is not able to do that with his hands, ulama say this is evidence that at-taqwa, like he said subhanahu wa ta'ala, he says, تَقُوا اللَّهَ مَسْتَطَعْتُمْ. Fear Allah as much as you are able to. So prohibitions, things that he prohibited us, we will be leaving them as much as we are able to. Like the one who wants to die of hunger. So the prohibition of dead meat now is as much as he's able to save his life. Because he said, subhanahu wa ta'ala, that فَمَنِ اضْطُرَّ فِي مَخْمَصَةٍ غَيْرَ مُتَجَانِفٍ لِإِثْمٍ فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. So the one who is, in the situations of dire necessity is not able to change his situation. فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. Like in غَيْرَ مُتَجَانِفٍ لِإِثْمٍ. It's not that he is enjoying to do it. Some people are enjoying it. And that's why even when you are doing these things that are permissible as a result of darura, you don't enjoy it. You don't enjoy it. And then to qaddar bi qadriha, it will be to the limits of its necessity. So a person wants to die, he finds a food that is prohibited. He will eat it to the limit that he will not die. They say ma yasuddu ramqahu. He will eat what suffices him to be able to carry on. He will not eat it and eat it and eat it and say, mashallah, drink water, I say, and enjoy. No. He will eat what will suffice him, what will keep him up. The same thing, if a man is earning from haram means, and he knows that it's haram, he says it's darura, it's darura. There are many people are working in banks now, they are claiming that it's darura. But they are enjoying the money. It's not darura, because they are enjoying the money. They are only using claims of darura. Because they are enjoying the money. If it is darura, they will not enjoy the money. They will only take their need, what they will eat, and they will leave the rest for sadaqat and other things. Not intending to do sadaqah, intending to dispose it. Because the excess is haram for them. If it is truly a case of darura. Because ad-darurat tuqaddaru bi qadriha. But now you see them, they are the one buying big cars. They are enjoying the money. You don't enjoy something that is haram in the claim of darura. Like a person saying, enter a vehicle, the place is dark, there is no way, rain is falling, I can't come down from the car. And then he sits and crosses his hands on a lady that is sitting. When he's asking, why are you sitting? He says it's darura now. He's crossing his hand, he's saying it's darura. It does not make sense at all. So we don't enjoy things that are prohibited with the excuse of darura. So this deen is based on ability. Istita'. They say la taklifu ala al-mukallaf illa ma'al qudrah. A person is not held responsible in the Sharia legally unless he is able to do that thing. When he is able to do that thing, he is held responsible. The one who is able to go for Hajj is held responsible for not going for Hajj. The one who is able to pay zakah is held responsible for not paying zakah. But the one who is not able is not held responsible. So this issue of making taghyir, if you are not able, you are not held responsible. If you are able, then you are held responsible. So many people used to say, many things are going on. Scholars are not talking because they are not able. You say in Saudi Arabia, so many things are happening. These scholars, they are not able. They don't have the ability to do that. To make those taghirat. In many cases. Especially with their hands. Because I assure you, if you mobilize people on the street to say they should do one demonstration, they will kill all of them. So where is your ability? When Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal alayhi rahmatullah, people were approaching and said, look, let's carry out a riot against Ma'mun. Let's riot against Ma'mun. He said, Dima, blood. Don't waste the blood of Muslims. So the same thing, many ways, people are striking, workers are striking. If you strike, they won't change anything. How many things has strike changed? How many agreements have they made and they didn't fulfill it? When doctors strike, now only Allah knows how many souls have been lost in hospitals in the name of strikes. And you ask them, they say, we know. Unfortunately, they will collect the salary for those periods they were on strike. So that's money they collected. Is it halal or haram? They should know by themselves. Because they collect it not working. So many things Muslims do, we don't consider the legality in the Sharia. We say, oh, that's the law now. That's the law. Is that the law with which Allah will ask you on the day of Qiyamah? Eh? That law that you are enjoying, is it the one with which Allah will ask you on the day of Qiyamah? So striking doctors, when you finish your strike, if they pay you the salary that you didn't work, don't collect it. If you collect it, it's haram. If you collect it, just go and give it to Al-Majiri, let them eat. Because you didn't work for it. You didn't work for it. If you say you work for it, where did you work for it? Only Allah knows. Souls are dying every day. So, this deen is a deen that is based on your ability. Ability. So people go and gather. I used to tell this. People wear soldiers' clothes. They wear boots. They are running around kicking out. They are preparing for enemies of Allah. That is not, if you want to prepare for enemies of Allah, prepare your iman and amila salihah, and then you'll be waiting for Allah's help. No soldier will fight you today with taekwondo. That time has passed. The time of taekwondo has passed. Now people are thinking about warfare without going to the battlefield. Yes, without one single soldier being lost. Warfare on the computer. Ahmad Yassin, the leader of Hamas, that was killed. How was he killed? Remote censored missile was coming. They have missile that will come and meet the person inside his bedroom. Yes, Arafat, how was he killed? Inside his house, in his room. Just send missile to him there. The missile will be, if you close the door, the missile will be waiting until you open that door. Those are the people you are preparing to fight. You are running around jogging. So things like this, we should know our limits. Our ability is just to be making da'wah to people, changing people. People should change to become better Muslims and all of this. This is people who should know our limits. It's one of the greatest problems now people have. People don't know their limits. Know your limits. Know where your power ends. Say, me? Even among the scholars in the earliest times, if you learn from them, after some time they'll tell that, look, you see what I have taught you now, that is what I know. Go to another person. Say, go to so and so person. This one that I have taught you, this is where I know. Go and meet so and so. But now people are everything. There's nothing they don't know and there's nothing they don't teach. So this hadith is evidence that we can have limitations in things we want to do. It says, فَإِنْ لَمْ يَسْتَطِعْ, you can't make the gear with your hand. Okay, فَبِلِسَانِهِ. Talk it with your mouth. Preach with it. Why not do like this? In a nice manner. أُدْعُوا إِلَى سَبِيلِ رَبِّكَ بِالْحِكْمَةِ وَالْمَوْعِظَةِ الْحَسَنَةِ وَجَادِلْهُمْ بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ وَلَا تُجَادِلُوا أَهْلَ الْكِتَابِ إِلَّا بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ إِلَّا الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا مِنْهُمْ. And all of this. Nice preaching and hikmah. If you want to preach. Nice preaching with wisdom. Nice preaching with hikmah. Don't be a judge over them when you are teaching them. Or say you fire. The other one is hellfire. So people say, utani. They'll stand up and go out of the masjid. But like this and like that. One of the scholars was saying that Allah in the Quran did not mention the hell in any part of the Quran except that he will mention Al-Jannah. He did not mention Al-Jannah until he is mentioning the hell, like this, like that. So nice preaching, nice presentation to the people. So he says, Fabi lisanihi. It could also be written. It is from lisanihi to write it too. From his lisan is writing. As one of the scholars have said. Sheikh Muhammad ibn Salih al-Uthaymin says from lisan too is to write. You can write the person. Many scholars used to write leaders. Today they don't write leaders again. It's to stand on the minbar, start cursing them. That cursing make them stronger and worse. So they'll do worse evil. People used to say, somebody has told me before, why is it that in Saudi Arabia, every Juma, everywhere you pray, you'll be praying for the leaders? I say, you want them to be cursing the leaders so that they'll be worse and they'll punish the people more. Yes, if the leaders are worse, they'll punish the people more. But when you pray for them, perhaps they want to do 10 things, Allah will make them do only 8 out of the dua from the prayers. So you don't curse leaders on the minbar. I think we've always talked about this. It's not from the way of Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah. So it says, bilisanihi, from that is writing. If it is Jonathan, you write him. If it is Musa, you write him. Musa, fear Allah, taqullah. So. When the one who left Kaduna, people were not writing. They were shouting, oh, he hates Islam. He didn't write the man. Or go and meet him. Why not do this? Why not do that? Do nasiha. That is your own ability. Finally, you started. Go. You stop there. You have done your own job. But to go on the minbar, start cursing them. Ma anzalallahu biha min sultan. Allah has not given you that right. So know your limits. فَإِنْ لَمْ يَسْتَطِعِ فَبِقَلْبِهِ. If you can't even tell him you are afraid, hate it with your heart. Make tamanni that it never happened in the first place. I wish this thing had not happened. You hate that thing in your heart. It says, وَذَلِكَ أَضْعَفُ الْإِيمَانِ. This is the weakest that a person of Iman will do. A person of Iman, the weakest thing he will do is to hate evil. And this is evidence that Iman occurs in 3 places. Iman, it says, فَلْيُغَيِّرْهُ بِيَدِهِ جَوَارِحِ. It says, lisanihi is tongue. And then it says, biqalbihi is heart. So the ulama say the Iman manifests in our hearts, on our tongues, and upon our limbs. So this is another evidence for the ulama of Sunnah that Iman occurs in these places. And وَذَلِكَ أَضْعَفُ الْإِيمَانِ is also evidence that al-imanu yazidu wa yankus. Iman used to rise, Iman used to come down. If you do good deeds, your Iman will be rising. If you are doing bad deeds, your Iman will be coming down. Some people, it will get to 0. Yes, the evil will be issues of shirk and kufr. Their Iman will be 0 and they become kuffar. May Allah save us from kufr. So this hadith was reported by Imam Muslim. This is also evidence that la yukallifu Allahu nafsan illa wus'aha. This is also evidence that there is no any Muslim who is tagged as a tabligh. Every Muslim is muballigh. Every Muslim carries da'wah. Because it says, man ra'a minkum. Anyone amongst you. This is why the ulama are saying that verse in Surah Ali Imran, where Allah said that وَلْتَكُمْ مِنْكُمْ ummatun, that this mean is not litab'id. They say it's lil bayan al jins. That وَلْتَكُمْ مِنْكُمْ, that some of you should rise. This is the interpretation. If you interpret it to mean litab'id, this minkum, that this minkum does not mean some Muslims. That it is bayan al jins, that all of you should be like that. That وَلْتَكُمْ, that all of you should be يَدْعُونَ إِلَى الْخَيْرِ وَيَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ. One of those things that makes us understand that minkum here is lil bayan is this hadith, because it says man ra'a minkum munkara. Though the ulama gave other explanation, that is like he's saying subhanahu wa ta'ala that wa in minkum illa wariduha, when he was talking about passage over in Surah Al-Maryam, over the fire, that everyone will pass over it. So he didn't say some of you will pass, all of you will pass over it. They say min li bayan al-jins. Lam yakun alladhina kafaru min ahli al-kitab. This min is not li tab'id. It's li bayan al-jins. That Allah speaks like that. This hadith is also evidence that وَلْتَكُمْ مِنْكُمْ ummatun is li bayan al-jins. That it is the responsibility of every Muslim يَدْعُونَ إِلَى الْخَيْرِ وَيَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَيَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنكَرِ. So it's not evidence for people who say, who make takatulat, who form society organizations, start shouting, this is our NASFAT, this is our society, and they start making Islam as if outside the NASFAT or outside MSS there is no Islam. When you ask them, what's the say? Allah says, وَلْتَكُمْ مِنْكُمْ. Some of you should. Yes, Al-Imam Al-Qurtubi, alayhi rahmatullah, he says, minkum is lil-tab'id. Imam Al-Qurtubi said, وَلْتَكُمْ minkum, that minkum is lil-tab'id. Lakin this ba'ad, this some of you, he said, humul ulama, is scholars. So if you want to say some of you should make amru bil ma'ruf and nahy anil munkar, who are those people? Scholars. He didn't say MSS. He did not say JNI or any specific organization. Muslim scholars. Ya'muruna bil ma'ruf wa yanhauna 'anil munkar. This is what Imam Al-Qurtubi said. So there are two explanations on waltakum minkum. That this mean is libayan al-jins, and some say that this mean is also litab'id. Lakin al-ba'd humul ulama. That those group of people are the scholars. And that is why the next verse that follows is wa'tasimu bihablillahi jami'an wa la tafarraqu. So minkum makes us understand that it's not talking about societies and associations, because societies and associations lead to tafriqa bain al-muslimin. And he had warned us that wala takunu min al-mushrikin min alladhina farraqu dinahum wa kanu shi'a. Kullu hizbin bima ladayhim farihun. That makes us understand that they are Shia. That every hizb, there is no society except that the society is thinking that it is better than the other. It's one major way to know this hizbiyah. You can't find a society. Nasfat is thinking that they are better than Qarib. Qarib is thinking that they are better than Nasfat. Is it not so? JNI will be thinking that they are better than Supreme Council. Supreme Council will be thinking that it's better than JNI. Kullu hizbin bima ladayhim farihun. MSS is thinking that it's better than TMC. TMC is thinking that it's better than MSS. Kullu hizbin bima ladayhim farihun. So that makes us understand that it is prohibited, because Allah says, وَلَا تَكُونُوا مِنَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ. So from the hadith that makes us understand that وَلْتَكُمْ مِنْكُمْ is this hadith. Because this hadith makes us understand, as that verse said, that it is, the mean is the bayan al-jins, that mean means every person that is described. That's why he also told us, he says, kuntum khayra ummatin ukhrijat linnas ta'muruna bil ma'ruf. Kuntum, all of you, the Muslims. And that's why when he was cursing the Jews, what did he say? He said, lu'ina alladhina kafaru min bani Isra'ila ala lisani Dawud wa Isa ibn Maryam. He says, dhalika bima asaw wa kanu ya'tadun. Kanu la yatanahawna an munkarin fa'alu. They were not doing al-amru bil ma'ruf wa nahy anil munkar. But we in our ummah, it is obligatory to make al-amru bil ma'ruf wa nahy anil munkar. From the evidences is this hadith. Every person has that duty to say what is good and forbid evil. It's not the duty of a single person. It's every person, every Muslim, according to his ability. If you have knowledge, as much as your knowledge is. If you have power and authority, as much as your power and authority is. Because Allah will not ask you more than that. La yukallifullahu nafsan illa wus'aha. So many times people want to do more than their ability. Say, oh, government. It's always government people want to change. This person who is shouting he wants to change government is clean, is dirty shaving, he's dragging his line clothes, he's unfair to his wife at home. He's not training his wife well. He wants to change Jonathan and the Yaradua. You see, he has a long way to go. Long way to go. Long way to go. Long way to go. It is, as one of the scholars described it, a man has a scorpion under his cloth and he's putting away the fly that is roaming in front of a man. But under his own cloth is scorpion. Is he not stupid? He has scorpion under his cloth and fly is roaming in the front of a man. So he's cleaning the fly. He'll be dead. But even while under his own cloth, there is what? Scorpion. So when you ask him, why do you want to say, man, he says, as if that is the only munkar that exists. There are other munkarat. So we ask Allah to make us understand this hadith better than it has been explained. The hadith is easy, so there is no problem. It's Imam Muslim that reported it in his Sahih. So these are few explanations on these two hadiths. We hope that they are both well understood. Inshallah, we'll take a few questions. for the next 20 to 30 minutes, 20 to 15 minutes or so, inshallah. Alaikum salam.
On this strike thing, there was a doctor that was saying if they refuse to comply, the union will sanction them and things like that.
We sanction who? The union is what we are saying now, that wala takunu min al-mushriki.
The individual doctors now who don't go to work.
Those doctors, is it obligatory they must belong to unions? Is there a doctor? There is no. The doctors are not here. He's around. Is it obligatory that a person must be NMA? Must be in NMA? Is obligatory? No, it's not obligatory. NMA does not give any degree to them. It is political. NMA is more political. I think this is the right thing. Perhaps you can ask doctor. He is not in NMA. See now, for example, consultants don't join NMA. They are bigger than NMA. That's why they are going to the hospital. Consultants are going to the hospital. It is the, you can imagine, it is those below, those people that are down tools. So those societies, a person asked, we were discussing on the net on these issues of societies and associations, that societies and associations have been destroying the society, the community as a whole. If there is no singular body as NMA, will they have the right to go on strike? Imagine that there is National Police Association or Army Association. How many times do you think they would have gone on strike? But to remove that, Army or police will never tolerate an intra-police association. Do you understand what I'm saying? What I mean is, if the soldiers say we are going on strike now, you know what will happen to those people who are going on strike? They will catch them and court-martial them. Because there is it is whatever their leaders do, they are going to accept. This is how a Muslim community must be. What the soldier man does is he's always praying to Allah that his Oga should do the right thing to him. Do you know? Yeah. This is how we should be. The Muslim community should be like the army. Don't disobey the leaders. Because they didn't get there on their own in the first place. Allah put them there. So if you disobey them, Allah will make them punish you. They asked the Prophet ﷺ, are we not going to ask them our rights? He says, ask Allah your rights. Sallallahu malakum. Ask Allah your rights. But give them their rights when they ask you. The Prophet said so. The hadith is in Sahih Muslim. He said, are we not going to fight them? The Prophet said, don't fight them. Ask Allah for your rights, but give them their rights. Give the leaders their rights. So if you think the leaders are oppressive, tell Allah who puts them there to remove them or to change them. You don't rebel. You don't rebel in Islam. It's not in Islam to rebel against authority. It's not in the Sharia. So go on the street, start shouting, we not agree. It's not in our Islam. It does not have any proof in the Sharia. But all the proof is against it. These demonstrations and strikes and all of this. So and one of the things that has given rise to it is these associations and societies. Army will not tolerate that there is Nigerian Muslim army group. Enough. It will never happen in army. Because those people will be able to form a group and rebel. Islam does not want that. So that's why if a colonel has a driver, a corporal or something, the corporal will be begging Allah. Oh Allah, this my Oga, I just pray make it do me well. Oh. Yes. This is what Sharia wants between the leaders and the followers. Ask Allah for your rights. People say, well, ask Allah. We'll ask them too. Isn't Allah able to do that? He's able to do that, subhanahu wa ta'ala. If they say it's not able, they will start asking them about their iman. So we ask Allah for our rights. But when they ask us for their rights, we give to them. So all those things, NMA, NSDs, NLC, that form a group of people and then they begin to rebel against it is wrong. In fact, the basis for labor unions is rebellion. Labor unions from the beginning were established. I think it started during the French Revolution. The French did that to rebel. And you know how many souls died in the French Revolution? So rebellion, labor unions itself took roots in rebellion. And Allah prohibits us to rebel. Don't rebel. Don't rebel. Rebellion does not change anything. It worsens it. So all those labor unions and all that, it is not permissible because they lead to what is not permissible. Alaykum salam.
So what will make a Muslim to react? What are the things? Since he said we should really prepare things like that. What are the things that will make a Muslim to react? And the secondly, about this nikah. Are women going to Hajj?
Ah, subhanallah. Go on.
And you don't want your wife to be going without nikah in Tawaf and the rest of Hajj rope. And you say it's not compulsory.
Well, the first question is that I think it's divided into two. That question has two aspects. The first aspect is something that concerns the ummah as a whole. The second aspect is something that concerns individuals in a community. Individuals in a community have a right to protect themselves. We know that thieves usually come to an area. People in that area, everybody go and buy a gun. When they come, they shoot them too. This one is also established in the Sharia. Because he said, alayhi salatu wasalam, if a man comes to you and say, bring your brother, he said, don't give him. He said, if you fight me, fight him. He said, if you kill him, he will go to Jahannam. If he kills you, you will go to Al-Jannah. Cool? So this is established in the Sharia. Issues of security, personal security in the area. I can have a gun. And I don't have now, so don't say, I don't have a gun in my house. So people can have guns. A man can have a gun in his house and things like that. So that's not wrong in the Sharia. Legally, go to police, take the permit, you have your gun, put it in your house. A man comes and say, bring your property, I will not give you. There is one of the brothers, I'm sure we will know him if I mention him. Armed robbers followed him, he went to change money. They followed him, he was looking at the mirror, I saw that they were there. He tried to get into his house. And as he ran into his house, he went to pick his gun. He turned, he was shooting his door. He killed 2 people instantly. 2 of those armed robbers. Instantly. The rest ran away because they didn't expect what they saw. They came back the following day. Unfortunately, they didn't come through the front door. They came through the back door to his own house. But that front door is the father's house. And the father is a group captain. So he carried 2 guns. He had one here, he had one here. So he was shooting left, he was shooting the right. You know, they made a mistake. Islam likes something like this. So things like this are in our Sharia. Protect yourself. But he had a gunshot in his leg, but he killed many of them. Said they made a mistake. You know, if they know that it is the father, I'm sure they will not have gone. So the son finished some of them, the father finished the rest. He was shooting 2 hands. The father, group captain. He was shooting left, right, center like this. That's good for us in our ummah. A Muslim should be like that. So when things like that happen, there is a gun battle with them, there is nothing wrong. If you kill them, you go to fire. If they kill you, Al-Jannah, inshallah. So, but in the whole also as the community, the large Muslim community, to be piling up weapons as a nation itself requires some things. One of what it requires as a nation is leadership. It's leadership. You can't pile up today. You can't pile up wealth. You can't pile up armory except there is a nation. So you pile up the armory. When you are piling up armory, you are buying bomb, put it in the mosque. One day Nigerian army will come and destroy that mosque. As we have seen many examples go. So it depends on, if it is a matter of, yes, in the community, armed robbers are disturbing, yes, there is preparation people in that community can make to defend themselves. But if you are talking about the Muslim ummah as a people, you'll be talking about nations, Muslim nations. For example, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Muslim nations, they have the right to arm themselves like other nations amongst the kuffar are also arming themselves. But when you are not in that community, you don't intend to arm yourself. You can only arm yourself as an individual. Allahu Akbar. on the issue of women veiling their faces during Hajj, it is when only they are in ihram that they are required to veil their face. That they are permitted not to veil their face. It is only when they are in ihram. And if they are making Hajj tamattu, that means when they leave the miqat, that is when they want to make Umrah first, they leave miqat, they are going to Makkah to make tawaf and sa'i, and then cut a part of their hair. This is the first Umrah they make in Hajj tamattu. This is the Hajj many Nigerians make. That's why I'm using it as an example. So from the miqat, they are permitted to unveil their faces. But Aisha radiallahu anha said they used to veil their face. She said radiallahu anha, this hadith is authentic, it's in Sunan Abi Dawud, that kana rukban yamurruna bina wa nahnu muharramat ma nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That rukban, riders, people riding camel or something, they used to pass near us when we are in the state of ihram with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He says, وَإِذَا حَزُونَ, when they come near us, أَسْدَلَتْ إِحْدَانَا جِلْبَابَهَا مِنْ فَوْقِ رَأْسِهَا عَلَى وَجْهِهَا. Each of us will lower her jilbab from the top of her head to veil her face. وَإِذَا جَاوَزُونَ, when they pass by and they have gone, كَشَفْنَا, we open our face again. So ulama say, okay, it means when the women, even when they are in ihram, when they are near men, they drop their veil. When the men have gone, when they are near men, when the women have gone. If they are where all the time there are men there, they leave it. When they are on their own, they remove it. Amongst women, many people aside Aisha has reported this hadith, like Asma bint Abi Bakr and others amongst the tabi'iyat, like Fatima bint Mundir. So that is when they are in ihram. But when they are in other, ihram is just one day. The first day when you make Hajj tamattu, and when Hajj starts. So you have the first day, Yawm at-Tarbiyah, they are in ihram, they go to Mina. So the second day, Yawm al-Arafah. The third day, they leave Arafah and they are back in Mina. So you only have about 2.5 days, because on that third day, Yawm al-Nahar, they are permitted to, as women, they could leave Muzdalifah early to go and throw their stones. So when they throw the stones, then they can wear their niqab. So it's like 2.5 days plus the first 1 day, that is 3.5 days that they are permitted to do that. Unveiling the face. Else, all the time when they are there, veil their face as they are dressing normally when they are at home. There are also cases, even at the entrance, the immigration. I'm saying this from a personal experience. Immigration say they want to see her. Say, you call your woman to see her. So say. But if you don't ask them, they will just tell her, open her face. She open her face there. But if you know you're right, you say, no, she can't hear. They do so in other countries too, like in Dubai. They will say a woman should open her. You see, if you insist, they will go and bring women. Fortunately, in the Dubai airport now, there are places they have created for that, alhamdulillah. They are built in their new sites, their new airport sites. They have built some new places now where you see it there. They put the inscription. So a woman, the veiling women pass through there. You see women there. There are things like that also in some Saudi airports, in the international wing, You see where because they have to check, so, they have some inns the women will go into. There are women inside there that will check all parts of their body. Especially if you are taking local flights within Saudi Arabia. You see all these things, inshallah. Alaykum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay. Is that okay? Yeah, he's saying that niqab and isdal there's difference. Yes, there is difference. That during Hajj they are permitted to lower their jilbabs. The difference is that it should not be wrapped on the face. That's the difference in niqab and isdal. That's why I use the word lower her. She just put it down. She will not allow it like the way she does, make it to clamp on her face. That is intiqab. The difference in intiqab and isdal is, in intiqab it is clamping on her face. In isdal it is not clamping. She just drop it like that. So it's an easy difference. Already most of the women are making isdal and not intiqab. Allahu Alam.
Sorry,
Alaykum salam. Okay. Intiqab is that the veil is... The point is that during Hajj in Ihram, she said, Asdalat ihdana jilbaba. She makes isdal. Isdal is just dropping the niqab from her head and not clamping it on the face. That is the meaning of isdal. It's different from intiqab. You understand? So it's not contradicting the hadith that La tantaqibul mar'atil muslima wala talbisu al-qafazayn. That she should not make intiqab. She's prohibited from making intiqab, but she's permitted to make isdal. And the difference between intiqab and isdal is that in intiqab it is clamping. In isdal it is not clamping. So she has not contradicted the hadith. Some people, a man came to me and said, Ustaz, your wife is veiling. I say, yes. She's not making intiqab. She's making isdal. But he does not know what I'm saying. He does not know. I say, I just leave him. Just go your way. Me, I know what I'm doing anyway. Later I told some people that look at this Ustaz. He's saying, when we give talks he's saying that women should not do niqab. But his own wife is doing niqab. I explained to him. I saw that he was angry. He took it personal. So I was saying, is it your wife? Please just forget the matter. You're angry about somebody else. The person knows. You don't know what he knows. What he's talking about, you don't know it. He begins to start getting annoyed. Subhanallah, please just just leave the matter. So there is difference between isdal and intiqab. All the ulama, they are saying this when they talk about these matters, especially with regards to this hadith of Aisha and Asma bint Abi Bakr. Even when the alfaz of Asma are stronger, she said, "Kunna nugatti wujuhana." That's what she will say. Asma. She said, we used to cover our face. She didn't say whether niqab or isdal, but we are going to interpret it to mean isdal because the Prophet had said they should not do intiqab. Allahu Alam. But us is still about the face should be covered. Some men they have da'ful iman. When they are in the airport, they are seeing a woman veiling her face. So during ihram, they see her open her face. They want to go and start looking. I've seen it before. So these people, when they come near her, she just drop her. There is sickness in their heart. Because they are seeing her, she's not veiling. Or they had seen her veiling at airport, they were watching. We will see on the door. In fact, that was what I thought. The man who was telling me that, Ustaza, I'm thinking that maybe all through the journey, he has been thinking that until the day of Arafah. So that day, that very day, he still did not see anything. So he said, Ustaza, what's happening now? It became a quarrel. I said, please, I beg, leave me now. Alaykum salam wa rahmatullah.
That's narration of Asma.
Now,
The terminal part of the hadith says, they should be I didn't understand the word in the shot that she used to
comb our hairs.
So the question is with respect to the istita'a in the Tagmir.
Okay.
There is one narration of Imam Bukhari. It's reported by a student of Ali ibn Abi Talib, Abu al-Hayyaj al-Asad, that he told him that Allah ab'atuka ala ma ba'athani alayhi rasulullah la tari'u thalan illa kamastaha wa
Aywa.
So there is a fuller narration that a companion was the one sent by the messenger. So when it got to the Makkah, the people there said they will flog him, so he came back. So they also now sent Ali ibn Abi Talib. And another narration of the Islam of Abu Dhar, that when Abu Dhar accepted Islam...
You have not asked your question.
Yes, I want reconciliation between the two.
Okay.
That when he accepted Islam, the Rasul asked him to go back to Islam. So he came to Haram and he was announcing his Islam.
Abu Dharr al-Ghifari.
Yes. So he said, فَانْقَلَبُوا عَلَيَّ كَأَنِّي نُسُبٌ أَحْمَدٌ. So I want to say, does that mean that narration of Abu Dhar is contradicting that one? Or Abu Dhar is he doing technique? Is he not?
You know, fi awwal al-amr, in the beginning in Makkah, first make itibar with that most of these issues are issues that came to make takmiliyat, like we can ascribe them, like they came to make takmil of the deen. These were not issues of beginning of Islam. Who will ask you about dima or about amwal? All these are issues that are related to qada, giving legal judgments. and qisas, taking retribution. So you are going to know that these laws were laws of Medina. They are not laws of Mecca. So at the beginning, people like Abu Dharr, not only him, before him, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, they went to announce their Islam, they were beaten. They did not doing any taqlid of anything. So, but in the other case, he was told, go and do so and so. There are many examples like that. Prophet would tell them, go and do something. They got there, they see that, I can't do this. And they come back and tell you, those people, they are like this, they are like this, they are like that. And you will now send somebody who is stronger, a stronger force. Like when he sent, is it Abu Musa al-Ash'ari, to go and destroy Al-Lat and Al-Uzza in Taif, the pillar. When he got there, he saw some things he could not fathom. When they destroyed the pillar, he saw a black woman there, under the pillar, with hairs that are tied. He left it and came back to Makkah. The prophet asked him, what did you see? He said, I saw a black woman when I destroyed the pillar. He said, did you kill it? He said, I didn't. He said, go back. Go back, go and finish it. So he came back, he destroyed, killed the woman, cut her. It was a jinn that was in the idol that manifested as a black woman with scattered hairs. So the prophet told him, go back. He had known, that's why I was asking, what did you see when you destroyed the pillar? He said, I didn't see, I see just one black woman like this. What did you do? He said, I left. He said, go back, go and finish it. So there are many examples. The prophet will tell them, do something. If he went there, he's not able to do it, he will still come back and say, prophet, I'm not able to do it. So all those things are still under their ability. And in the circumstance and the time that he ordered them to do those things. Alayhi salatu wasalam. If I actually understood your question. Alaykum salam. In the case of unions.
For laws of metal workers, they used to form a union that is to assist themselves.
That is what they will say first.
In case of raising up themselves, or if any one of them has problem, to join together, maybe to assist.
Cooperative.
What Islam saying?
It's wrong. All those unions people form, those unions are wrong. They don't have any evidence in the Sharia. And the evidence is وَلَا تَكُونُوا مِنَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ مِنَ الَّذِينَ فَرَّقُوا دِينَهُمْ وَكَانُوا شِيَعًا كُلُّ حِزْبٍ بِمَا لَدَيْهِمْ فَرِحُونَ. Yes, the people of Ash'ariyun who lived in Medina, they used to do something like that. If one of them, the Prophet says, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Hum minni wa ana minhum. He's talking about Ash'ariyun, from whom is Abu Musa al-Ash'ari. When any of them has food shortage in his house, all the rest of them will gather their food and they will distribute the food equally. So they didn't have any problem. Anything, somebody does not have something, you see from his people, you give him that thing. So there can be that cooperation within people without forming an organization, without forming a society. So if you are selling clothes, you don't need to form society with people selling clothes before you can have money to be able to open your own store. A man selling a car can give you money to open your store. Another man selling onion can borrow you money if Allah has blessed him. So yes, this is what they will say at the beginning to entice the people to start it. But when they start it, to become something else. Like Ibn Mas'ud said, radiyallahu anhu, Kam min muridin lil khair lam yablughu. How many people had intended at the beginning? They say, we want to do good things, but in the end it is evil that comes. They didn't attain that good they thought they wanted to achieve. So those organizations, those unions, they are the union that they don't give you freedom of pricing. They don't give freedom of pricing. They don't give you freedom of pricing. Sometimes they don't give you freedom of buying your goods where you like. Sometimes they don't give you freedom of selling your goods to any person you like. They start giving you restriction. And sometimes they disturb the rights of other people. A man wants to sell cloth now, they say he has to join the society of people selling clothes. Where is that from in Sharia? So that legislation itself is wrong. If he sells it, they'll go and scatter his store, and in places it's very tough. People grinding pepper. They say he has not joined the society of people grinding pepper. So if he buys his own grinder, his own NEPA, his own place, they'll come and meet and say, well, have you joined union? He say, which union again? He say, oh, they'll carry the person's machine and go. You've not seen it before? There are things like that. Hey, they are wrong. Where have they gotten that authority from? Which problem? Like what? How does he have problem with police? Police said they bought stolen property.
He has a problem with a customer.
Okay. So who told them that it is organization that they should send, husumat to? Disagreement between two people. A man is selling spare parts, and the man who is buying spare parts, they disagree. Who say they should send it to spare parts union? Allah or his messenger, or they should send it to the people in authority? Do you understand what I'm saying? Who is it? Allah that said they should carry the matter to union, or Allah said they should carry the matter to authority? Sultan. Allah didn't tell them to carry it to union. He said carry it to authority. So take it to police, or take it to court, take it to any person, or any person that the two of us agree and we consider him as a learned person. And that's why I usually cite this example. When the crisis came up between Saddam Hussein and Kuwait, I saw the letter. Sheikh Muhammad ibn Salih, Sheikh Abdulaziz ibn Abdullah ibn Baz, he wrote a letter. The letter is on the net. You can get it. He wrote a letter to Saddam. Because they say, okay, take the matter to UN. Now the UN, they say, no, I don't want UN. They are going to be partial against me. They say, okay, we, the scholars, we are going to gather and we sit down with this, settle the matter between Iraq and Kuwait. That was before the first Gulf War, Operation Desert Storm. Before that one. They say we'll settle the matter. I say no, I don't want to agree. All I know is that Kuwait is part of my land. So the ulama say, okay, فَإِن بَغَتْ إِحْدَاهُمَا عَلَى الْأُخْرَى فَقَاتِلُوا الَّتِي تَبْغِي حَتَّى تَفِيءَ إِلَى أَمْرِ اللَّهِ. He does not want sulh. So he's fi'atul baghiyah. That was why they were giving those fatwa against Saddam Hussein. But people are saying that scholars are giving fatwa against Muslims. Those people he is attacking, are they not Muslims? And he said if he finishes in Kuwait, he's coming into Saudi Arabia. So they should wait for him to come first. Even if it is one Muslim that Saddam is oppressing in Kuwait, that one Muslim has a right to be defended by the rest of the Muslims. And if all the Muslims don't have ability, they can make a pact with non-Muslims to defend themselves against that fi'atul baghiyah amongst the Muslims. So people now say Muslim go and line up with non-Muslims. Yes, it's there in our Sharia. So they should have left Saddam to do whatever he likes. And meanwhile, that time the man was well armed. Saddam was well armed before the Operation Desert Storm, the first Gulf War. So they should leave him like that. So that's why many times when we are discussing issues, we used to be emotional than intellectual. We don't leave emotion to be looking at Hadith, Quran, and Fatawa before we start talking. We just talking. Hey, they say Saudi Arabia now link up with America. Is it good? Is it good that Muslim? That is just what they are saying. There are other things. And some people say they kept quiet. The Muslims kept quiet. They didn't keep quiet. They did so many things before it became a war. They are saying that people died in Iraq. That the Desert Storm killed many children. The insurgents of Saddam, did it not kill women and children in Kuwait? He didn't kill women and children in Kuwait. His bombing of Kuwait, he didn't kill women and children. So, but they'll say, but they killed more women in Iraq. Yes, because that's usually what it becomes. If a person is rebelling, he loses more when you are rebelling against people. Why did Allah say, فَقَاتِلُوا الَّتِي تَبْغِي? Why did he bring this wawul jama'ah that all of us should fight the one who is baggy? One person. وَإِن طَائِفَتَانِ مِنَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ قُتَتَلُوا. Two groups. He now said, all of you fight one group. Why did he tell us that? Even if the whole world fights Saddam, it's worth it. Because it's ta'ifatul baghiyah. Fi'atul baghiyah. So many times, emotion. But usually we should just be coming down to look at the text of Quran and the Hadith, Sunnah. Then we'll be able to know the right thing. Because what people think is the right thing may not be the right thing when you come to Kitab and Sunnah. My question is that as Muslim engineer or researcher, can we also start doing missiles or weapons that is also of Western standard or more than theirs for the protection of the Ummah. You can have the knowledge. There are many people in Pakistan who have the knowledge of all these things. And if you have a government of Islam that can support you to establish those, because I tell you, if you start building nuclear reactor that can really actually produce a nuclear weapon, they will see you. In fact, you will not finish the plan. You will start buying some things, some raw materials. That is when they know that any person who is buying this raw material, na nuclear weapon he won't produce. So they will start looking for you. Where is his house? And they have all the world in their palms. Yes. Even you people have it today. Just go to Google Map on your phone. Your Nokia phone. I don't know the Nokia name now. All the world is there. The street number everywhere. I sat before somebody one day. He was showing me my house in Kinkino. Wallahi. Uksim billah. He said, let me show you where you are living. He showed me my house. Said, this ceiling is your house. And I was seeing my neighbor's house too. Yes. He said, this place, this is your house. I was looking at my ceiling on his phone. The river I was showing me, this Kaduna River. This river on this place. See, this Kaduna River. If you go like this, this place, this is your house. He said, let me show you. He enlarged it a little bit. I was seeing my fence. So those are the people you are thinking that they don't know what is happening. You are jogging about. If they want to catch you, they will just finish you. So you see that we need more than jogging. We need the quwwa imaniya more than anything in this battle with non-Muslims. More. We need it more as an ummah. Oh, don't forget, I have said it, if it is a community, you are living here, some Kaje want to come here, everybody should go and buy a gun to kill Kaje people when they come. Don't say Kaje has come, you go and sleep in your house. Because the whole of this place, except more so, and there are different problems with that. You understand what I'm saying? So there is a threat, there is a community, it's a community of Muslims, armed robbers are disturbing you, or some non-Muslims come attack you and run away. Just get yourself ready. So don't say you'll start saying you'll be sleeping in your house. No. But as an ummah, as a people, we need more than that. And what we need most is what the Sahabas had. On the Battle of Badr, they didn't know it was going to be battle. The Muslims did not know that there will be battle on that day. One of the companions, this hadith is in Adab al-Mufrad, we will end up with it inshallah, of Imam Bukhari. A tabi'i saw a companion, Miqdad ibn al-Aswad. So he was saying, oh Miqdad, I look at your two eyes, the eyes that saw the Prophet Muhammad. You are lucky. He was saying good things. Say, go and keep quiet. Miqdad told him, go and keep quiet somewhere. So we were people. Why are you not happy that Allah didn't make you see what we saw? Is it everything we saw that we liked? That some of us, when Allah says, Rabbana hablana min azwajina wa dhurriyatina qurratan ayunin waj'alna lil muttaqina imama. We didn't have qurratul ayn. That we were seeing our fathers, our brothers, our uncle on the other side amongst the mushrikun. We are going to fight them. And we are sure that if we kill them and they die, they are going to the hellfire. When we are looking at them, like, our eyes are shining that, my brother, if once he die now, it's fire. It was part of what our eyes saw. It was not only Muhammad alone that our eyes saw. Our eyes also saw that one. Today, you, your father, your mother, your child, your wife, everybody, you are Muslims. You are not happy with that one? You want to see what we saw? So, the companions, it wasn't that easy. But yeah, they still fought. But what pushed them to that? Their iman. This is what is weakest amongst Muslims today. So we now prepare the other way. We prepare for we are thinking that ammunition will do more work than iman. Iman will do more work than ammunition. That's why even on the battle, Ukasha ibn Muhsin, he fought with his stick, Yes. He was fighting, his sword went away. He saw the Prophet. He said, what is it? He said, I only have. He said, the Prophet broke a stick and gave it to him. Take, fight with it. If it is today, will you fight with stick? And he was killing people with the stick. It was the iman they had. People like Ibn Masud, they don't have the power to carry the kind of guns we have today. Ibn Mas'ud can't carry the gun we have today. Radiyallahu anhu. The kind of weaponry we have that the military have today, I'm not saying me as a person, the community we produce today, these nations, the weapons they have, some companions will not be able to carry it. Ibn Mas'ud was a very small, rahimahullah, person. Radiyallahu anhu. Ibn Mas'ud, small, nahif, thin. Even Abu Bakr was tall, slim. Slim. Small. Ibn Mas'ud was small. His leg, you see there. The fellow companions were laughing at his leg now. And yet, with that leg, he witnessed all the battles the Prophet fought. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, Abu Abdurrahman. What was carrying him? Weapon? Iman. That's why he said, من المؤمنين رجال صدقوا ما عاهدوا الله عليه فمنهم من قضى نحبه ومنهم من ينتظر وما بدلوا تبديلا ليجزي الله الصادقين بصدقهم ويعذب المنافقين إن شاء أو يتوب عليهم إن الله كان غفورا رحيما ولما رأى المؤمنون الأحزاب قالوا هذا ما وعدنا الله ورسوله وصدق الله ورسوله وما زادهم إلا إيمانا وتسليما. It was the iman that was increasing on the battlefield. Go to where the battle of Ahzab was fought in Medina. You will know that they were mu'minun. Where they dug the trench, you will know that they were mu'minun. I've seen it with my eyes many times. You will know these people were not. Oh, like he said, alayhi radiyallahu anhu, Ibn Mas'ud. He said, those people, ikhtarahumullahu li nabiyyihi. He said, Allah looked at the hearts of people. He picked the best heart. And the best heart is the heart of Muhammad. He gave him the message. He now looked at the hearts of people again. Aside those of Anbiya, of course. He'll say, where are the best hearts? The companions. And he made them to go in the suhbah of his Nabi. Khairun nas. Qarnin. He said to alayhi salatu wasalam, to confirm that statement of Ibn Mas'ud. The best of people are my companions. The best men on earth. But what made them have all these sifats? Iman. And it was with that they were fighting. They did all what they did that appeared as if human beings have never seen its kind before. 313 men and thousands. They were still fighting and killing them and destroying them. Iman. The only time they intended to depend on weapon, they failed. Hunayn. When you depend on weapon, everything scatters. So, our success against non-Muslims is not success of weapon. Weapon is secondary in the whole matter. The deen, iman, ourselves, how are we, is the main thing there. وَكَانَ حَقًّا عَلَيْنَا نَصْرُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. We'll stop here, inshallah. كل ما أقول هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.